Okay, welcome to NodeVideo, guys. This is a new series that we're going to be starting on this channel where I'm going to teach you everything about NodeVideo and NodeVideo editing in basic uses, because a lot of people have complained that they don't know how to use NodeVideo basically, and so my videos seem a little bit confusing. So that's the purpose of this playlist. I want you to learn everything there is to know about NodeVideo. So we just tap on this big blue icon over here to create a new project. Once the project is created, you'll have a bunch of settings that you can tweak over here. Like here, you can change your aspect ratio to any ratio you want. Maybe you want it to be 16:9, 9:16, which is for TikTok, and 1:1, which is for Instagram. And with a custom, you can change the resolution to anything you want, but we're gonna leave it on 16:9. Then next we can change our FPS. We can change it to a total of 60 FPS, because if you try anything above that, it's gonna leave you at 60. So we'll just leave that be. You can change the preview resolution so that you can see your project better at full, half, or 25% or 10% resolution. So we'll just leave it at 50. Which is the default, but sometimes you'll need to switch it down. Then this is the preview render mode, which you can set to all layers. All layers will basically make every layer play together, no matter what layer you're on. And current layer will make only the layer that's selected play. So, and then we have the 3D settings here. This is our 3D camera settings. You can use it to move around 3D objects. We have the motion blur for 3D, the skybox, which you put a fake background at the back, and the lighting, which you can use to control the lighting of your 3D object. And then down here we have the export settings, which everybody knows is to export your video or layer. And here you can continue to change the resolution to like 1080p or whatever you want. So here we're going to add in a new video from my footage collection. I'll just add in something small like this video I made. As you can see, because this video is in 1:1 format, it automatically turns it to 1:1. But if we're to replace this video with a video in 16:9, it's still be in 1:1, but you can see the difference. We can take these back, and yeah, now we're good. This is the audio. You can add a bunch of audio effects to it, but I'm going to delete the audio as I don't want it to make any noise during this recording. Alright, now we're going to go over the basic settings. We have the transform options here. This allows us to move the position up and down on the Y and X axis. Reset that, and then we can also change the scale to be whatever we want. And this chain in the middle means uniformity. As this chain is enabled, both of these factors will move at the same time. But if we change it, then we can move it on the X axis and on the Y axis. We're just going to reset it. And over here you can add some effects to the effect itself, like this is our curve editor. But because we don't have any frames, let me add one and increase the scale. So you see we have this curve editor, which can make our transition seem smooth, or we can leave it on straight. This allows us to, this option will give us more control. Like you dig. It's very simple. We'll go into the curve editor in another video in more detail. Then we also have our pivot. Now this pivot is helpful for where our actual image is moved from, especially for rotation. As you can see, it always rotates around the pivot, and the pivot stays dormant. Let's move it to the head. As you can see, let's just reset this and reset this. Perfect. So this is our video. This is the video. in exactly how it is. Then this is our effects panel. We can add up here our recently used effects, and you can see some of the effects I've used in previous projects, not even in this project, because we haven't used any of this effects. So this effect, or this recently used, translates throughout your timeline or throughout your entire NodeVideo project base. No matter which project you're working on, it's going to be just like this. It will always tell you what you last used, and the last thing I used was the light sweep effect. But this is all a topic for another day, because I'm not going to make this video very long. The first thing we have in the effect property is our blending effect. Now this blending effect allows us to change the blend mode of our video to whatever we want: color burn, darker color, screen. We can basically make our video look anyhow we want and make some colors visible while other colors are not visible. That's the point of all of these on the blending effect. Okay. Then we also have the layer styles, which is best shown with a different kind of layer. It's always best on a layer with an alpha channel. For example, let me add in a new shape. Now, on this shape, if we add the layer styles effect, you can see we can change the fill type, solid color, changing the color to red even though the color is white in the shape layer. Then we can also change the blend mode to exclusion. You see, let's change it to screen, and I turn it red. It just makes it work for whatever you want to use it for. Maybe if you want to fill in your layer, there you go. But I'm going to turn it off. Okay. Then we also have shadow. If you notice right over here, you can see a little shadow pop down. Yes. And this shadow is very useful depending on what kind of shot you're doing. Let's see if we can move this over here, make the opacity full. There. Maybe we change this value up to 6 or 7, maybe 10, 30. Yeah, you understand the basic gist of the entire thing. Let's just turn this off, and then we can also have the outline. This will put an outline around everything. We can increase the width of the outline, but then I'm going too much into all these effects. You can just play around with this for yourself. Then the next thing on our effects is this new shake effect, which will give your layer an automatic shake. And you can change the amount. It's pretty cool for AMV users, and also if you just want to give your video a little bit more shake. For example, if I add the shake effect to this video, it makes it look like it was shot with a handheld camera, and the cameraman is very very terrible. Let's see if we reduce the frequency down to like something like 4:1. Then we can reduce it down to like 1 or 0. Now it looks like we've given our video handheld motion. If we reduce all these amounts to maybe 0.5, done. Doesn't work like that. 0.05. Okay, 0.05, which is going to change everything. Okay. And increase the frequency. You see, it makes it look like it was shot on a handheld. So that's one of just the basic uses for the shake effect. Let's delete this. Okay. The next effect we have here is a time effect, where we can add the echo. But the echo isn't really going to work well. Let's change the echo operator to screen. The echo basically adds multiple copies of your video over and over. But this video isn't the best video to demonstrate this. let me use something like another video I have over here. So we just add in this video. Okay. In the effects, let's add in the echo effect and change it to screen. As you can see, there's a lot of me, but this is going to be a problem. So I'm going to first add a chroma key from the mask tab over here, the chroma key, and I'll key out the blue. The blue is very badly keyed out because of the shade of blue I used, but basically we turn it on and we have this. Let's add composite in back. Oh, this is terrible. I'm not using this video. This is not a good video for this, but all of these will be discussed in full detail in another video. Or I'll just, let's see. I'm trying to replace the video. Okay. So put our old video back and continue. We also have the time warp RGB. But this is not going to be very visible. Basically what it does is, let me add it back in. I accidentally deleted it. If any part of your video that is red, if you shift it down, it will go in reverse, and if you shift it up, this will go faster in the timeline or in the video. So you can just make your video very cursed if you want to, but you can also use it for some other things. We're just gonna delete it because I don't really have the ability to show you right now because I haven't recorded any video for it. Then we also have our 3D, which we can fracture. Oh. For some reason I can't see my video. It's not working. Maybe when I turn it, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this button will turn your video into a 3D layer. Okay, so let's just reset that and add the 3D effect again, fracture. Aha. It doesn't work here. Maybe it's a new glitch because it used to work before. So I won't really be able to show you, but you know, I'll just show you with a shape layer. We add the 3D effect to the shape layer or the 3D fracture. It just doesn't want to work, so I think it's a new glitch. You can help me report this because I think it's just not working. So this is the other thing, is the extruder. Basically what the extruder does is make your video block-like. You see, we can change it to color or keep M0. You can change the material mode. Basically it makes your video a 3D layer and it will behave like a 3D layer. And a block, a 3D block is what I meant to say. We can increase the extrusion value. Oh, this is terrible. Let's set it to a different color. Yeah, you can increase the extrusion value to whatever you want. Yeah, and basically now our video is a box. And that's just what you can do with it. And the next thing we have is the NV Lab with the face DIY. But since the video I'm using doesn't really have a face, I can't use the face DIY effect on it. Now, the asset store has a lot of stuff which we will go into in another video where we dive into the NodeVideo asset store. But that's because I don't want this video to take very long. But basically the asset store is divided into lighting, blur, distort, natures, RGB, displacement, stylize, ray tracing, and all of these allow you to do very cool stuff, and we'll talk about them later. Then we also have the mask, and you can create a clipping mask. Basically what a clipping mask does, I just need to show you this right now, is this. If we take our shape layer underneath our 3D layer, as you can see, our layer over here, you can see that this clipping mask makes it so that this video is not visible except through the other video that's underneath it, or the other layer that's underneath it, which is cool for making different kinds of effects that you might like. You can invert it, and yeah, that's cool. Okay, then we're gonna check out the shape mask. This works just like, you see, basically what this allows us to do is clip our layer in with a shape mask. And if we add another shape mask on top of that, basically, let's invert this. Like, it's just a very cool effect you can use to trim your layers in size. We have different types of shape masks. We have the rectangle mask, the polygon path, the linear mask, which is just a slider for controlling it up and down, or to the side, or damn it, or any side you want it to. Then we have the pen tool, which allows you to create multiple points on your layer and put them together. Once you connect them, oh god. So we add a new control point, we add one more. The least you can add are 3 points. Then you connect them together to make a triangle. Now any shape that's inside, you can add another one. Invert is turned on, okay. And you can just keep increasing it to make it anyhow you like. Then we also have the paint tool. The paint tool basically makes it so you can just paint in your video. Let me paint something really quickly. You can't see it, but sub. Okay, fine. Let's do this. Sub, please. Yeah. Then that's everything for the shape mask. I don't really want this video to take too much time, so we're just gonna start speeding it up from here. We have the Chroma Key, which you already know can key out different parts of your screen. Oh Jesus, this is terrible. Oh god. Since my sky layer is a little blue, I think I should use this color instead. There. Terrible. You can just make it look a bit better by doing, whoa, this is dangerous. Whatever you like. That's the Chroma Key. And then we also have the Luma Key, which you key out the brighter or darker parts of my video. If we invert it, it will key out only the top part, which is actually what we should use for a scene like this. Let's say you want to remove your clouds. There we go. That's cool. Then we can also use the color mask, which you basically select a single color on your video and isolate that color. Yeah, you see. And if we invert it, it's the same thing. Oh my god, this is beautiful. I'm learning stuff today. Then we also have the layer mask, which we've already talked about. Then the human matting, which you can see is not very perfect on NodeVideo, but it basically isolates any shape or silhouette that looks like a human being. All right. So that's all for here. We also have the time. We can use the time remap, and the time remap basically allows you to let's say we want to reverse our video, speed up our video. It's just a very cool effect that we will dive into because it's its entire topic by itself. Then next we have the 2D animations, we have the color corrections, we have the 3D motion tracker and the stabilizer, we have the audio effects. We will test all of this out in another video because this video was taking too long already. But then there's another thing you should know. With this stretch factor over here, you can increase the length of your video to make it slow, or decrease the length of your video. You can decrease the length of your video to make it really fast, making it so your video only lasts 1 frame. As you can see, if we increase it to 8, it will last a Then we can increase it, and then it starts moving very slowly. But we're just gonna reset it to 100. Oh shoot, 100. And then this is to trim where your video starts, and yeah, I don't know, it's pretty weird. Then we also have the cut effect, or the cut button, cut option. This will allow you to trim your video, and this option over here is the trim to work area option. If we turn it off, okay, it's turned on. If we turn it off, we can see where we've already trimmed on our video and increase it. But if it's turned on, you can't do anything about it, you see? So that's what it can do, basically. So let's just undo everything, and yeah. Then next we will go over the whole property panel. We can add a group, and this group will allow us to put 2 videos or whatever, or 2 layers inside the same group to make it act as 1 layer. And we can add effects to the group, and it will apply to everything inside that group. This is pretty cool. Then we also have our text effects, which we can use for many things, and you can edit the text and play around with this yourself. Then we also have the 3D text, and the difference between this one and the regular one is that this one comes already in 3D. Let's see, do we have material? Let's change this to M14. All right, yeah, that's what it does. Then we also have the shape layer, which we've already used many times here, but basically it just gives you a shape on your screen. You know the drill, everything about it. It basically works just like the shape mask. You can change the rotation, the arc range cutout. You can also increase the blur, decrease the blur, inner cutout. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. So yeah. Oh, this is very cool. I think I made Pac-Man. Anywho, we also have the adjustment layer. Basically, the adjustment layer makes it so that you can add effects to anything that is below your video, below the adjustment layer. If we raise this video above the adjustment layer, it doesn't take effect, but we put it below, it takes effect. This is another way to add very cool color grading to all your layers without having to add them individually. Then we have the fill tools, which just give us some colors or patterns that will fill our screen. Like this is the solid color, which will give us the color white. We also can add in a 4-color gradient, which looks like this. We can also add in a fractal noise, which looks like this, and it's very versatile, and you can change a lot of things. You can change the transform. Whoop whoop. It has a lot of uses, especially in texturing and some other things. Then we also have the lens flares. I'm not even gonna touch them because you already know what a lens flare is. Of course, once you add it in, you have a flare. Though once you add the lens flare in, you're gonna need to add in the blending screen effect, because it's not gonna let anything work otherwise. You see there, cool, lens flare. All right, then we also have the audio visualization, which will visualize the audio that is on your screen or on your video. Then we have the asset store, where you have these pretty cool effects over here. They haven't added anything new to the asset store since it was updated, so yeah, you can just play around with this to find out what it does too, or what you can use them for. So next we have our 3D, where you can add in 3D models like a cube, a sphere, a cylinder, a gem, a diamond, flag, a book, brick window. Then we have particles like simple snow, embers, ashes, rain, different stuff. Then we also have this digital rain that looks like matrix stuff. You see, pretty cool things that we can add in. Then next we also have these we also have the camera 3D that allows you to add in a 3D camera that you can use, an extra 2D camera. Here we go, 3D settings, camera settings. You see, it's just like the same camera settings we have on this one, but now you can use it for multiple stuff, which is cool. Then also we have the import option, which allows you to import any custom models that you have on your phone. And we have the all famous lightsaber. This lightsaber allows you to add in this pretty cool saber effect. It doesn't work on all phones, but my phone is an iPhone, so it's strong enough to use this. Or at least my dad's phone. It's not my phone. You can customize this a lot to get different kinds of let's see, distortion, distortion, spread. You can customize this to get a lot of effects and something that looks nice for you. Yeah, I'm not going to go much into this. We're gonna have more videos diving very deep into what everything really does. We're gonna have the next asset store video coming up, which dives into everything the asset store does. Then we also have, lastly on this one, you can import projects that you've already done. You can add in any project that you've previously created from it into this video, but into the present project, which is good in case, let's say, I want to use this eye or maybe this My Planet effect or anything I've done. Then you can just add it in. Unfortunately, you need to buy, you see, you need to pay for this feature. Then the other thing we can add in is a template, but you need to pay for it too. And back to what I was saying again, this is the scale viewer. It allows you to scale everything to be seen it at one frame by frame. Frame. So it's very good if you want to see things frame by frame. Yeah. Or if you scale it down, you can see it moving in real time. It's pretty cool. And this is to add a bookmark. Let's see, root. This bookmark is very useful. Let's say you want something to happen at that particular spot. If you press this button over here, which skips keyframe by keyframe, you're there. You see? No matter where you are on the timeline, it will take you back to that spot, which is cool. And you can minimize it or delete it by adding this in. And then this moves you frame by frame, as you obviously know. This plays your video. And this skips keyframe by keyframe. Cool. Then we also have this, which will tell you what everything does. You see, jump to previous keyframe or bookmark, jump to next keyframe, jump to start previewing, edit timeline. Oh, so many things. And this button over here allows you to turn on or off your timeline. Let's say you don't want to see your timeline, then you can also toggle this up to be very big. Let's say you want more room in your actual editing, you can make it so. All right, delete. That is everything for me that you need to know to start with NodeVideo. As you can see, we've dived into everything. Oh, I also forgot something. There's this button over here called the undo button. You see, pretty cool. We've undone everything, and if we can redo it, oh, we didn't redo it. Oops. Basically, we can undo and redo. Aha. So that's been it for this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe, because we're doing a whole tutorial course on this. So by the end of it, you're gonna be a master of NodeVideo editing. So thank you so much for tuning in today, and subscribe to the channel. We also do VFX stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.